Alright, so just recently we got a brand new sneak peek for Igaguri, Sneak Peek 2, and it honestly revealed way more than I expected. There's a lot to unpack here, and it seems like this update might be much bigger than people initially thought. First off, let's talk about the biggest moment. Igaguri actually stealing the ball from Rin. That was wild to see, especially because of how unexpected it was. Not only did he take the ball, but he did it in full flow state. We saw a yellow aura around him, and there was a quick cut to the same Buddha imagery from the previous teaser. This basically confirms that it's not just a random reference, it's part of his awakening. It seems like Igaguri's awakening will be closely tied to that Buddha focus and this sudden burst of energy or clarity. It's funny too, when he stole the ball from Rin, he shouted, "I am Igaguring it," which instantly reminded a lot of people in the comments of that meme from Invincible. You know, when Conquest says, "I am conquesting it." The whole thing feels like a self-aware moment from the devs, and honestly, it kind of works for Igaguri's chaotic personality. Now, based on what we've seen in this teaser, I think it's very likely that Igaguri will be either a rare or epic style. One of the helpers in the official Discord even hinted at that in the Q&A section, and honestly, it would make sense. He's probably not going to be on the same level as mythics like Isagi, Nel, or Baru, but with all this build-up, making him a rare or epic would keep him relevant while still feeling balanced. Also, did you notice that they added Rin to this teaser? That probably wasn't random. There are two solid reasons they do this. First, in the manga, there's actually a moment where Igaguri steals the ball from Rin, so this is likely a reference to that. But second, and more interesting, is the idea that this could be a hint toward the next update. A lot of people in the comments have been saying this already, that it would be kind of dumb if they added Nel Rin without first reworking base Rin. And I agree. Right now, Rin feels pretty outdated compared to newer units like Kaiser, or especially Nel Isagi. Even Kunigami is more powerful and more relevant right now. So yeah, if they're showing Rin getting outplayed in this teaser, maybe it's a subtle way of saying, don't worry, Rin is getting his time soon. A rework would make total sense. Update his animations, give him better skills, maybe even shift his rarity. It wouldn't surprise me if they moved him from mythic to world class, similar to what they've done with others. Now back to Igaguri for a second. His awakening scene looks clean. The framing, the yellow aura, and the expressions are way more dramatic than I expected. Honestly, I wasn't hyped for this character at all until now, but this new teaser really changed that. The update itself is dropping April 12th at 9 a.m., so not long to wait. I'll definitely be on as soon as it goes live, and I'll post my thoughts as soon as I try them out. Now, shifting topics a bit, in Azure Latch, they showed a concept for Aiku. In the clip, he steals the ball mid-air like a snake, which is exactly how he moves in the manga. And it's how he plays in Blue Lock Rivals, too. The animation looked incredible. It honestly shocked me that Aiku doesn't already have a unique cutscene for his snake-like interception. I mean, it's such a distinct move, and it would make perfect sense as a cutscene. So I'm hoping that with the upcoming updates, they finally add a proper animation or a cutscene for Aiku's signature steal. It would make him feel way more special and fit his whole defensive monster image. And speaking of fixes and improvements, let's talk about Bachira. He still has some bugs that haven't been addressed. You know that text at the start of matches saying he'll be fixed in a future update? Yeah, it's still there. In Discord, they've mentioned that he's going to be patched in the next update, but they didn't say what exactly is getting fixed. Maybe it's a broken animation or a glitch in one of his skills. If anyone knows more about what's going on with him, definitely let me know in the comments. I'd love to get a clearer picture before the update drops. Another major topic that deserves some attention is the state of Nagi and Reo. Starting with Nagi, spoiler alert for those not caught up with the manga, but as of the latest chapters, he's officially been eliminated from the current arc of Blue Lock. That definitely raised a lot of eyebrows in the community, and now everyone's wondering, What's next for Nagi in Blue Lock Rivals? Nagi's current kit in the game, while decent, doesn't really live up to the potential of his character. His awakening is underwhelming compared to some of the newer styles, and while he does have decent utility, he just doesn't stand out anymore. That's why a rework could really bring him back into the spotlight. Maybe they'll introduce a version that reflects his after anime, in the manga, when before elimination his genius level reactions and trap skills were at his maximum, but with better scaling or synergy. Imagine a new flow state that activates mid-combo after intercepting a ball and chaining into a one-touch finish, or even something passive that builds up while he's standing still, like in the manga when he just observes everything before snapping. As for Reo, he's one of the most unfinished styles in the entire game. His current animation set is bare bones, he has no voice lines, and the most disappointing part? There's no signature purple aura with cube-like effects when he copies someone's ult. That's a core part of his identity in Blue Lock, and it's missing entirely from his kit. We're really hoping that with an eventual Reo rework, they give him that signature vibe, almost like a glitchy, distorted feel when he mirrors another character's move. It would be amazing if he could copy not just the move, but temporarily take on their animation style and aura like a true mimic. Also, there's been growing speculation around Rin Itoshi's upcoming rework. And honestly, he desperately needs one. He's still a mythic, but in practice he feels far from that level right now. His current kit lacks the edge you'd expect from one of Blue Lock's top players. So here's what people are hoping the rework might include. First, a buffed curved shot that could mirror Kaiser's high-speed steal-to-curve ability. When Kaiser takes a pass from a teammate and immediately curves the ball, it feels powerful and snappy. Rin's curved shot could get the same kind of punch, maybe with extra force if you intercept the pass just like he did in the manga when shutting down his opponents with pure precision. Second, his dribbling skill, where opponents can't move, will probably stay the same, because it's already unique and powerful in the right hands. But since he's likely going to be reclassified as world-class, there's now room to introduce a third move. A lot of players are predicting that this move will be based on his V-ult, where Rin literally forces an opponent backward with pressure so intense they fall over. Adding that moment as a real-time skill with a custom animation would be incredible. Like a mid-fight clash where Rin wins just by presence and control. And speaking of ultimates, his current one might be completely reworked to include 3 separate moves. Possibly a sequence with Rin taking control of the tempo, locking down his opponent, and unleashing a finisher that combines his curve shot and flow state. Or maybe one of those animations will be situational. Like if you're up against Sei, it triggers a special cinematic, similar to what we saw teased in Azure Latch, where alternate cutscenes play out when certain matchups are on the field. That's the kind of love and detail that would really make Rin feel like a top-tier style again. So yeah, the Igaguri Sneak Peek gave us a lot more than expected. Not just the character reveal, but possible hints at a Rin rework, potential Aiku upgrades, and even some long overdue fixes like Bachira, Nagi, and Reo rework. The devs clearly have a lot planned for this update and possibly even more coming after that. Also, I've just started making videos like this, so your support really means a lot. If you enjoyed the content, please consider liking the video, subscribing, and maybe even sharing it. Every bit of support helps me keep going, so thank you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you excited for Igaguri? Do you think Rin is finally getting that rework? And what do you want to see most in this upcoming update? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.